right? Everyone comes out of Israel, right? But like I was saying, the first so-called white man was a man named Esau. Have you ever heard of Esau?
Yeah.
Okay, he was the brother of who? I want to see if you got it.
Okay, Joseph.
Nope. You're close though with the name. You're closer to. I'll give you 2 more tries. Hold on, I just gotta fix this. Brother, think after Abraham.
Right. Oh, wait a minute.
Think after Abraham. You almost got it.
You mean from the
It was actually Joseph.
Joseph?
So yeah, no. It's before Joseph. It's just a little bit before Joseph. It was Joseph's father, actually.
Well, his name was Israel.
His name was changed to Israel. His name was changed to Israel, but his name originally was Jacob. All right, that's it. All right. So
Jacob and Esau, the 2 sons that were born. One arm came out before the other. Then his arm went back out.
And that's all prophecy.
And the thread was tied. The scarlet thread was tied around the wrist of the one that was supposed to be firstborn, but his hand slipped back in.
No, that's not in the script. That part is not in the scriptures. With the thread.
You need to look at that.
The thread. No, that's not in the scriptures.
That's how the things got switched around. Why one race ended up with this.
I'll explain to you exactly that. I'm just trying to get my camera back up here because I don't know what the hell happened. But I was just trying to change my battery, but now it's like giving me a hard time talking
another
at the same time.
Another thing that
I'll show you exactly what it is.
That tells me is that Moses was taken. The Pharaoh thought Moses was his biological.
Right. So how could he be a so-called white man?
Exactly.
How could he be a so-called white man?
Why would a black man think that the white kid?
But those are things that they don't want to. Push.
There's another thing that we're forgetting about that, though. Even though it leans towards that, it's possible for a black man to biologically have a white son. When you skip, genes skip because maybe the grandmother or grandfather.
Definitely. Especially if they're, like I said, we have
Israelites did take in other. What you call foreigners who were encouraged that if you want to join the Israelites, you got to follow the rules like everybody else. Remember?
Yes.
And the Israelites is like, we didn't. As the newcomer obeys the rules, you shall welcome him.
No, but you know what? That was going off. We never really welcomed anyone who was not of the nation. You see, when it speaks about strangers and Gentiles coming into the fold, that's talking about Israelites who lost their heritage. Because if you look at the time of the Greeks, thank you, man. And you look at the time of the Greeks, right? Antiochus Epiphanes, he was one of the biggest enemies to the Israelites. Okay, he was one of the biggest enemies to the Israelites. You know, so what he did was he forced the Israelites to leave their customs. That's what the Greeks did, and they did that to basically every other nation. Okay, so they forced them to leave their customs. They forced them to eat pork. They forced them to sacrifice pork on the altar. All right, so it was either that or death. There was a lot of Israelites who preferred what? Death over that. All right, and who fought to the death to keep their customs. All right, but certain of them didn't. Certain of them gave in, and they just decided to follow the ways of the Greeks and the different nations. All right, so that's why we have Israelites that are scattered all over the place, who don't even know that they're Israelites, but they're
because it was prophesied that they would not know who they are.
Exactly. That's in Deuteronomy.
Yeah.
That's one of the curses. Okay, so we don't know who we are. That's why it says, righteousness belongeth unto you, but unto us confusion of faces. Because, in other words, we don't know. A lot of time you might see a person, like we have brothers in the camp that look like you, or that look like a so-called white man or Asian, or this and that, right? But they're not Edomites. Edomites are the enemy of the Israelites. They're not Edomites. Through the Spirit, they're Israelites, and we know that through the Spirit.
Is that animosity still there to this day?
Of course. Jacob and Esau.
So far as following would be concerned, but like there is the concept in the scriptures of the father by adoption of the sons.
By father of the adoptions of the sons, what?
Yeah, like there's a tradition in the Old Testament, it might be Deuteronomy or Leviticus, that says a father who adopts a son is not allowed to disown that son, as you are permitted to do the biological son who has disgraced your family.